one of the best examples of this was remember when we were getting really mad at men for manspreading? You know, when they were spreading their legs too far on a subway or a train, and we were like, it's the patriarchy! No, I promise you, he's just a dumb idiot who was like, my balls are hot. I'm gonna have to figure this one out. Okay, nailed it. God, I'm so good at problems. I should be in charge of everything. I guarantee you, it never even occurred to him that there were other people on the train. And yeah, it's not fair, but it's your job as the higher evolved species to be like, hey, idiot, close your legs. I need room for my bag. And I guarantee you, 95% of the time, he'll be like, I am so sorry, I didn't see you there. Your boobs are small. And I remember when this was happening, there were some women who were like, I don't feel comfortable telling a man to close his legs. And why is that? Is it because men are a lot stronger than us and they could really hurt you? I promise that's the last time I'll make this point. But also, if you can't tell a man to close his legs, you can't be in power. Power is not given, power is taken. And I'm pretty sure I wrote that, or I stole it from Game of Thrones. And yeah, it's not ideal. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to do this. But in an ideal world, you also wouldn't have to put a sign outside a pool that says, don't poop here. Every single one of those dumb warnings are for men. Every single one. They did not put up that sign because a lady pooped in the pool. All of those warnings on medicine when it says, don't take this if you're allergic to it, you fucking idiot. That's for men. That's why there's a man in the crosswalk. So you go, oh yeah, it's walking time. On car commercials, when it says this is a professional driver on a closed course, that's for men. There's no woman sitting at home being like, I gotta buy a Chevy and find a cliff. So, God made men, and he was like, I can do better. And then he made women, and he was like, that's a little much. And then he made gay men, and he was like, yeah, that's the right one. That works way better together. I'll make lesbians while I'm at it. I'll give them my carpentry skills. I love lesbians. I think lesbians are the future. I don't think they know what's gonna happen, but I think they're always prepared for several scenarios. But my favorite fact about lesbians is that for the longest time, no one believed they actually existed. Like, men couldn't wrap their heads around lesbians because it didn't involve a penis. That's how important they think their penis is. They were like, there's a puzzle piece is missing. Like, gay men, they understood. They didn't like it, but they were like, there's these crazy guys that like a penis in the butt, and I don't think about it all the time. But gay men, they could wrap their heads around that. Lesbians, they were baffled. They were like, no, it's two ends. It's not structurally sound. Believe me, I'm an engineer. Are there gay men here? That sounds about right. I learned this about myself recently. I hate gay men. Not because of anything you do sexually, very on board with that, quite impressed. I have tried it once and not for me. But way to power through. I hate gay men because they're better at being women than I am. Like, I thought I liked dick, and then I heard a gay guy talk about it, and I was like, oh no, I think it's just okay. Gay guys talk about dick the way men wished women talked about dick. Straight men, if you want someone to love your dick, be gay. Gay guys talk about dick the way kids talk about Christmas. They're like, is it here yet? Can I open it? Women, we talk about dick the way Jews talk about Christmas. We're like, the music is nice. But I don't think it needs to start in October. Also, holiday's over. Let's wrap it up. It's wintertime. I do think this is a crux of a lot of our problems. I think you think your penis is more important to us than it is. It's important to you, and it should be. It's yours. But we do not care about it as much as you do. I think we also don't care about big dicks as much as men do. Men talk about big dicks a lot. It really seems to be on your minds. You're always saying stuff like, she needs a big dick. You should ask us. We're all different. I have a short torso. This is a finite amount of space. I think we should start thinking about penises and vaginas as a foot in a shoe situation. You ever tried to jam your foot into a shoe that's 2 sizes too small? Imagine if the shoe had feelings. And you cared. And we should all know our size. At the end of a night at a bar, a guy should be like, I'm an 8, and you'd be like, well, I'm a 4, so no. Or a guy be like, I'm a 2, and you'd be like, you should lie about that. Or show me a picture of your apartment. A 2 with a good apartment is a 6. That's just math. And we should talk about dicks and sizes. Sizes that we all know and understand. We have to stop talking about dicks and inches. Because I don't know how much an inch is. You know how I know a penis is too big? I see it and I go, oh no. No, you think I'm a different person. You think I'm old lung vagina. She needs a big dick. All right, what do you think I want out of sex? A hole in my back? To become a dolphin? Which vocally does make sense. And look, I've had sex with guys with big dicks. Sometimes I'll sort of move away, and they'll be like, where are you going? And I'm like, to safety. You know, in boxing, if you punch someone in the liver, it's illegal. And yet, men still say, she needs a big dick. No, she needs you to text her back. And I'm sure there's some women in here whose preference is a big dick, and that's fine, to each their own. Me personally, more of a strong medium. Small is still not on the table. Small is, if you have a small penis, you should kill yourself. It's an honor killing, it's good. I feel like this is what Goldilocks was originally about. And then they were like, no, we're not gonna be able to read this to children. Even in Germany? Yeah. All right, porridge, but you get it. And I know I just said a very mean thing. I said men with small penises should kill themselves, and that's a really mean thing to say. It's also a very funny thing to say, because no man with a small penis can ever get mad at me for that without immediately revealing himself. And it's crazy because we really only talk about big penises and little penises. We don't talk about what I think is the worst penis out there. The skinny penis. The wisp of wind. The ghost. I blame part of this on us women. I don't think we talk about it because we're worried men are going to be like, I don't have a skinny penis. You just have a giant vagina. No, dude, you got a skinny penis. Looks like a witch's finger. Are you trying to have sex with me or cast a spell? Wand down, Harry Potter. But there is one important question I don't think we're asking ourselves right now. And I think this is really important to address in the time that we're in as a society. And that is, do you think moms want to know how their son's penis turned out? I know, bit of a left turn. In the joke, hopefully not the penis. I just think she had a lot to do with that, and then she never got to see what grade she got. Think about it. She grew the penis for a while, and then she had the baby, and for several years made sure the penis was safe and clean. And then this poor woman sent that penis out into the world, and she never got to see how the movie ended. I think you should show your mom your penis. I think you're out there showing your penis to people who don't want to see it. Show it to the one person who really wants to see it. Your mommy. Go ahead, pull out your phones right now. I know y'all got a dick pic on there. Send that sweet, sweet dick pic to your mommy. And she'll be like, oh, there's my little guy. I have been getting called vulgar a lot lately. Like when I did the White House Correspondents Dinner, right? It's fine. It was a job. It didn't pay well. And then afterward, all these people were like, you ruined the dinner. And I was like, I ruin every dinner. Did you do no research? But right before I went up to give my speech, and this is a 100% true story, the guy who was sitting on my right, he was a reporter from Dallas. He leaned over and he goes, I watched your HBO special before this because I wanted to see what kind of comedy you do. And I was like, oh, glad somebody did. And he goes, I have to admit, I think you're pretty vulgar. And I was like, oh, if you think I'm vulgar, you should hear male comics. Because I know all the stuff I talk about, periods, pussies, dicks. There's other stuff, but we hit those pretty hard. And as soon as I talk about that, a lot of people, especially a lot of other women, are like, she's vulgar, she's nasty, not a lady. But men talk about almost all the same stuff. I mean, maybe not otter rape, but almost all the same stuff. And as soon as men do it, people are like, yeah, but they're men. Men are gross. Which is crazy, because women are so much grosser than men. We're disgusting. This is why we gotta stop being cute. Every hot woman you know shits furiously. And that's not the worst of it. Do you know how much stuff falls out of my vagina every month? I'm not talking about during my period, I'm talking the other weeks. The gloops and the globs,